Hello everyone, myself Girish with Moldex tutorials. So in this session I'm just gonna cover the introduction to user interface. Okay, and the basic agenda here you could see the introduction to UI and the basic meshing techniques and the material library, a basic fill analysis, and how to generate the report. We'll see these all the things in this session. Okay, let's get started with this. The first thing is, if you have installed the Moldex, you can open it. So I'm opening Moldex3D designer. So I'll use the EDesign mode. So this is the basic mode. If you want to use the advanced mode, we have the boundary layer mesh method that you can use it. Okay, I'll go ahead with this EDesign mode. Yeah, so once you're done with this, you'll be having the 5 steps. There you have the analysis and importing the model. So let me just import the file. I'm having the step file, so I'll import it. So once you import the model, the other steps will be directly accessed. You can use this navigation tool to rotate your model and zoom in, zoom out and all. Okay, step 2, step 3, step 4 and all to just deal with the meshing and importing the wizards. Okay, here I need to define the gate location, and you can even define the melt entrance point. And in the third step you just need to generate the mesh. Okay, let's see that one. The first thing is I'll use the wizard. There are multiple gates. Okay, the type you could see the pin gate and other gates, so I'll utilize the pin gate for now. So even you can zoom to particular area like this, and here at this particular point I'll just add the gate location. So once you're done with this, this is the dimensions. By default I'll take the same thing, 10, 30, and the length is 30 mm. It's all in mm. Okay, by default it is a code runner and the pin gate. So if you want you can change them, so I'm not gonna change anything here. By default I'll take these all the parameters. Okay, the next step is to deal with the mold tools like mold base, if you have the cooling channels and all. So right now we are just dealing with the basics. I'm not gonna take these all things into account in the step 3. Before that you do need to mention the melt entrance point. So if you just click on the wizard, automatically it will select the melt entrance point location on the gate location. Okay, there are 2 ways to deal with the meshing. One is manual generation, one is by using the second option by grid. Okay, then it will try to create the grid according to the you can see the preview, the layers. This time I'm not going to use this. In later sessions I'll explain how to use this. Okay, along XYZ coordinates you could be able to define the layer grids. So I'll use the auto generate option. So here you can set the accuracy level. So I don't want to keep it level 3, I'll keep it basic one, level 1. That is also so accurate one. So for me, if you are using the lower system, you can use this lower configuration systems. Okay, so ensure entry mesh enough mesh layers. So you can just select these options and simply click on green check. So once you are done with that, you could see the mesh. So even though I had applied the level 1, so it is quite finer compared to the surface. Okay, so the mesh is done. You can simply just save this entire model once your preview is done. So if you want to just make the changes, if you have the defaults in imported models, you can directly use the cat doctor. So here I'll simply save this one. So once you save this, all the whatever the mesh you have generated, the solid mesh will be saved in a certain location. So once you are done with this mesh generation by using the 3D designer, so you can directly use the Moldex3D app. So I'm using the 14 version. Okay, yeah, so from here Moldex3D you can just browse the mesh file, or else you can define the new wizard so that you can manually create each and everything. Okay, you could see the preview here. Okay, so now I'll define the new wizard by using the new project option. So I don't want to, so you can simply just say no and start with the new wizard. So it will ask you for the classic or simple mode. I'll just go ahead with the simple mode. The classic, you need to define the more advanced options. So the solver, the same thing, and here the applications you could see. I'll just deal with the injection molding here. We have the different options, but right now we are mainly dealing with this. The remaining things you can just manually edit them. So once you're done with this, it will copy the files. Okay, this is the wizard completely for the new run. So I'll just select the new run. So now the mesh file I need to import. So for that I'll use the drop down, and from there I'll select the NIF, and you can browse for the location. So on the desktop I have saved this mesh file, so I'll just import the same thing. Once you do that, you'll get all the summary here. Okay, it is loading. Let it load. I'll close this one, the CAD designer, so to save the memory. Okay, so now the material tab. So here we have the number of materials, different types of materials available. So now if you want to find out which you're looking for, it is very difficult. So let's say I'm looking for PP. We have the enormous amount of material compared to other softwares. Okay, we don't need to worry about the manual customization. So if you want to find the required material with respect to the properties, you can use the find option. So from there you can just select what exactly you're looking for, the polymer or the producer, and also I am looking for the PP material. Just select that one. So once you're done with that, I need the melt flow rate, the melt flow index you can select. From there you can define what exactly you are looking for. I am looking for 30 mfi, plus or minus 2 or 1 or 3 you can include. Okay, yeah, so if you want to include the fiber you can include it, but right now I don't want that, only the mfi is my requirement. So with respect to that, you could see all the PP standard materials has been listed, so you can see the mfi details as well. We have the producer Borealis at the top, and we have the Sabic and Prime. There are different producers out there. According to that you can select it. So right now I'm dealing with this Moflin. So once you select it, you can just save this into your user bank as well. So next time you don't need to come and search for the same material if you are repeatedly using for your industry. So yes, I want to save it, so I'll just save this one and I'll import this particular material into the my project. Okay, so once the material import is done, you can simply check it is available in user bank as well. Yeah, I'm done with this one, so I'll just deal with the process now. So you can just select this material from here in the drop down. So yeah, this is done. So all the properties will be loaded with respect to the material which you have selected, the injection pressure and the MFI values and all. So everything, whatever required it is loaded there. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead with the process. So here it will ask you for the what process you are looking for. So here you can customize your machine data, okay, and the required other steps. So I'll use the default one. I'm not going to change anything. So according to the default one, you could see the properties here. Okay, the fill time and the more temperature and all. So by default it will take the maximum injection pressure. I'm taking 140 MPa for fill, pack and cooling. So it will consider the by default values, okay, with respect to the machine of 140 MPa. Okay, the maximum injection pressure will produce only 140 MPa in this. So if you want to customize higher level, you can just select the manual customization. So computation is done, so check for the run. You can simply give it for checking. So once the checking is done, you can simply finish this. Okay, so once you are done with this, you can directly utilize this analysis run option. So you can simply double click on it, and here you can select the analysis sequence, what exactly you are looking for. We have all the types. So I'm only dealing with the fill analysis here. I'm not going to deal with the bag, poppage and all the steps. Okay, depending upon the mesh complexity, it might take half an hour or 1 hour, 2 hour, depends. Okay, so once the solver runs, you'll have the results in the results tab. You can simply use the filling option here, so you have all the fill results stored, and you can simply use the different post processes to just cross check the same. So I am checking the melt front time, so how much time it is taking to just fill this entire cavity. So as you could see how the flow is perfect, right? So the air trap location and well lines and all like this, there are all the different options to cross check. Okay, so even you can save this animations as well. Okay, so you could see the well lines. So you can't completely avoid the well lines, but you can reduce as much as possible. Okay, so even the air traps as well. So now to save these animations, to just preview the workflow, you can use these options to stop, and we have the animation creators just beside it. You can save it, and you can even customize your frames. Okay, so let's say I want to just edit my frames to 1, so you could see the workflow how it is looking. So you could even see the ribs. So according to the supporting ribs, the plastic material is flowing, so which is giving the exact filling process. Okay, now to generate the report, you can simply double click on it, or you can use the report wizard. So what it will do is it will try to capture each and every step. You can even include the model and what and all you are looking for. So you can define the location where you want to save it. So on the desktop I'm going to save it. So it will take hardly 1 or 2 minutes to just capture each and every results. So this is the best option to just save the results in the report format. So this is highly advanced one. So you could see you can use the HTML link to browse the same. Perhaps you can just go for the file and just preview the same. Okay, this is how the report will look like. It has a summary about the model, which material you have taken, so what and all the default conditions you have taken into account, and could see the material content, the melt temperature as well, so even MFI values and all, and ejection temperatures and all. With respect to the material, the flow rate and the injection pressure, it is 70 MPa here. Okay, injection pressure versus timing for filling process, it is constant. Okay, and then we have the information about the model, so the thickness and the other steps. So once you are done with that, you can process the filling results as well by using this particular results tab. Okay, so from here you could see this is the complete info about the filling. So with respect to the melt for percentage, you could see 10, 40, 50, 60 and all. So according to the percentage, it has the previews and even the well lines, air traps and all, and even you could find out the animations. You could see this is how the temperature is changing accordingly at the locations. The velocity vectors, the weld angles as well. Okay, the frozen areas, these are the locations where the melt will the material will freeze, and like this you can able to process all the results like animations as well. You could see how accurate you can able to preview these animations. And then these are the floats, X5 floats. From there the clamping force and all you can predict. The very important is the clamping force, so it should not exceed the machine the tonnage, so there might be 500 or 1000 requiring. So this is how you need to deal with this. Okay, to finally summarize everything, we have gone through the introduction to Moldex user interface, the CAD Doctor, CAD Designer, and the Moldex3D applications, and then the meshing and dealing with the material library and the basic fill analysis and the report generation we have seen. Okay, so that's all about this session. Yeah, please do like and subscribe our channel. Stay tuned. Thank you.